Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Tomo, you want to say something? Tomo? No meows? No meows? I knew it, there he goes, buddy. Hello. Hello, my Tomo buddy. Okay, well, that's enough of that. We're gonna do new run. We're doing randoms because we lost on our last run. Tomo, I can't pet you right now, but after this episode is done, non-stop pets, I promise. I don't know what this voice is. We're the Lost again. Skmee 24DX. Give me one meow to one pet. Ready, Tomo? Tomo. Tomo. No meow to no pets. I petted him a little anyway. I like being the Lost. I'm happy to be the Lost. The last run was extremely strange. Very aberrant as far as Lost runs go. My boy comes in here. He meows at the door. I let him in. I pet him. I start recording Isaac. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore. He's looking at the door. He's ready to leave. I gave you the best pets of your life. And you've decided to rebuke my respect. Okay, don't die on the second room. That would be a little embarrassing. Parasitoid Tears is excellent as well, so I'm excited. It's Friday night, and I've been recording a lot today. It's my last video of the day. It's like what I used to feel like. It's not that I don't enjoy doing videos, by the way. It's just been such a busy day. It's been like a time and a half day for sure. That this is what I used to feel like on like Friday night when I had my teaching job. Except for those weekends where they were like, hey, can you come in on Saturday? Because, you know, there's going to be some of the kids here for like a field trip sort of thing. And you're like, well, can I legally say no? And they're like, no. And you're like, okay, well, I'll see you on Saturday. It's the downside to working, you know, in a foreign country with no knowledge of your rights and freedoms. But anyway, I digress. It's not that wasn't the right time to plead the fifth because it brought me here. We have no bombs, so I unfortunately have zero means with which to access this Isaac's room, which is a real shame because a black market would be incredible. However, wait a minute, let's think about this. If things go exactly right, like unbelievably right, we could get enough money to buy a bomb, potentially turn it into 2 bombs via a mechanism. Okay. I was going to say via a mechanism I haven't considered. I guess probably like bombing right here would have a chance to do it, but... Oh, you know what? We only need 1 bomb because the secret room is adjacent to Isaac's room. But we need another bomb to break the bed in the middle. So we'd actually be hoping for like the matchbook here. I gotta remember, because the last run was so strange. I have to remember that on this run, we should not, under any circumstances, use the D4. Do you remember how things went wrong on the last run? Probably like people were like, NL, you should go see a neurologist. I walked into a self-sacrifice room, walked on the spike, took damage, thought for some reason I was in a cursed room so I would die if I left. So I re-rolled the whole run, thus losing me Holy Mantle in a Hail Mary attempt to live, despite the fact that I didn't need to do it. Sent me on a spiral of despair that led to my eventual victory. Surprise, surprise. Well, this is not going to do it for us. That was effectively worthless, but it's all about the deals with the devil, regardless. But yeah, that was not a not a stellar performance on my behalf that led to a run that I hope was a little bit entertaining. But yeah, my brain is fried, dude. I've recorded so much today. The deleterious amount, I hope not, but conceivably, from a commentary standpoint. You know, sometimes the commentary peaks like 3 videos, 4 videos into a day usually. And it's hopefully relatively consistent around there as well. But, you know, you got bits stored up, you go off on tangents, you're high energy. Right now, I'm more like, when this is over, I'm gonna eat a sandwich and sit on the couch. Like, I never understood sitting on the couch when I was a kid, you know. Parents get home from work, they take a seat on the couch, and you go, wow, being an adult sucks. Nah, dog. That's what a hard day's work earns you, is I just want to get home and sit down. You gonna turn on the TV? I don't know. 50-50. Feeling a little lazy. It might just sort of sit there. My phone is like a TV in my pocket. Maybe I'll look at my phone. God help me if it's got to be charged, though. You know, it's... As I get older, my phone almost never ends up being uncharged or low on battery. When I was younger, and admittedly, I've only... You know, I lived in the pre-cell phone era, so I've had my own phone only since I was like maybe 20, 21. It's like 7 years. I mean, battery life has gotten better for one, but, you know, always... Sorry, my phone's out of battery, you know... 20% battery life, 40% battery life. I'm on like 100% battery life most of the time now. Not 100, but like rarely do I get home and have it be under 50%. Admittedly, it's not like I have a long commute. Oh, I crack myself up. But it's almost always charged. Now, we make up for this in Canada by having no data allowances, so you're like, oh, did I accidentally just open a video on LTE? I guess I owe them my firstborn child. My firstborn child. Well, it was a very strange opportunity for an Ed McMahon impression for some reason. Money, please? Thanks. Thanks a lot. You know what? We want bombs. Ooh, we don't want keys, but not super disappointed. This is a good shop. This run is, I mean, I didn't really lampshade it, but of course, on a run like this, I'm gonna take Mom's knife. I'm the freaking Lost. The rule is, it's in the Geneva Convention, if you random the Lost, you can take whatever items show up. You don't have to apologize for it, because you already are paying the piper by being the Lost in the first place. We can buy BFF as well. BFF's an item I quite like, so I may indeed consider it here. And by consider, I mean like I was walking over there to do it at the present moment. So yeah, we'll do that. It's not like we have an arcade that we ever want to make, but especially on the next floor. But I think it's, you know, if you were to draw a graph of average phone charge versus age, it would rise as you get older. Because plugging in your phone is a good metaphor for how to live a successful adult life. At night, you know, you might think, oh, I'm too lazy to plug in my phone, but you know it's gonna hurt you tomorrow. Obviously, it doesn't take a whole lot of work, but you know, that skill of plugging in your phone nightly, despite the fact that you don't necessarily want to do it in every situation, but it'll benefit you tomorrow, is applicable to all areas of adult life. You know, oh, you know, it's Sunday, I don't want to buy groceries. You go out, you buy groceries anyway, then you got food for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even longer. I don't know, how often do you guys buy groceries on a regular basis? When I was a single bachelor, a young pup, so to speak, I was like a twice a week sort of guy. I think we're still pretty much in that range, Kate and I are right now. You know, because meat usually only stays good for like a few days, and I'm on this, I eat a lot of sandwiches because I'm white, like so white, unbelievably white. I'm not saying that as a self-insult, it's just the way it is, right? And I love sandwiches, it's in my blood. I could be happy eating nothing but sandwiches for the rest of my life. I could probably be happy eating nothing but the same sandwich every day for the rest of my life. So the thing is, I love eating these sandwiches, but it's a suboptimal lunch food to buy for yourself at the grocery store. And you might say, NL, that's stupid. People have been doing it for years. Yeah, I know, but the thing is, unless you buy a and maybe nobody else has this problem. Maybe I'm unique in this. I'm just gonna blow you up because I don't care about your existence. Maybe I eat, I don't know, I'm trying to phrase this in a way that doesn't damn me. My typical sandwich is 2 slices of bread, 3 slices of a lunch meat, so like a sliced, usually processed meat. Sometimes you get the artisan stuff if you're down at the Whole Foods, or as I call it, a whole paycheck. Don't sue me, Jeff Bezos. Anyway. No, I'm not dying here. I'm not dying here. Thank you. 2 of hearts. Maybe we should have used 2 of diamonds first, but I'm actually okay with this. I'm gonna go hard on this. I do not care about moving box. It's so much more trouble than it's worth in like almost every situation. But anyway, wonder if we can get something out of dull razor. So it's like 2 slices of bread, standard. 3 slices of meat. I'll slice up some cheese, put some mustard on it, sometimes some lettuce. You know, it's pretty simple. It's very, I would hesitate, or I would not hesitate to call that a standard sandwich by the average person's definition. Sure, maybe some people are like, where's the red onion? Dude, you got some red onion? Throw it on there. That's the beauty about sandwiches. They can take on a variety of different ingredients and still be glorious, right? But anyway, the turnover in sandwich ingredients is too high. We buy bread. The bread typically goes bad between 4 and 5 days. That means no matter what, unless you're buying like 8 loaves of bread, freezing them, and then you gotta defrost them, I suppose. Plus, defrosted bread is never the same. I know a lot of people do it. My parents do it as well. You can tell. If they did a blind test, I could tell 100%, and I'm not being facetious. I'd be like, this is a fresh loaf. This is a defrosted loaf. It's not that either one is bad. I'm just saying, you can tell. We don't do the bread freezing thing here because we don't have a chest freezer, and we don't have a chest freezer because we live in an apartment that's, 600 square feet or something like that. That would take up, like, all of our living room. So anyway, the point is, that means I have to go grocery shopping twice a week. There's no conceivable way. We could freeze loaves of bread, but then we could buy 3 loaves of bread at a time. We'd have to go grocery shopping 3 times in 2 weeks. This is the other way it could work out, I guess, but the point is, you always need more sandwich ingredients. I'm not trying to like min-max my entire life to make it so efficient, but that's why I'm grocery shopping 2 times a week. It's like 90% sandwich math. I either run out of bread, or the bread goes bad, or I run out of meat, because, I order a standard amount of meat. I see people, they go to the deli counter, they order like 100 grams of a meat. You probably do like slices or ounces in the US, I guess, but I'm gonna be honest with you, 100 grams of meat is like maybe 2 sandwiches. That's okay. I'm not gonna rag on you. If you're only having 2 sandwiches that week, that makes sense, but the math doesn't make sense to me. You took all this time to go to the grocery store and you're gonna buy enough meat for 2 sandwiches? I get like 300, 400 grams. That's enough meat for 4 to 5 sandwiches. I think that math roughly checks out. I'm not doing strict error checking, but you get the idea. But even then, there are some days where I'll have 2 sandwiches, and then as a result, I'm never more than 2 days away from needing more sandwich ingredients. The first sandwich you make with brand new ingredients, you're like, these are gonna last forever. The second sandwich you make with new ingredients, you're like, well, we're gonna need more stuff soon. Cheese is the ultimate savior. The cheese, you buy a block of cheese, if you don't use it for other purposes, it will seriously stay good for 100 years. What if it gets moldy? Dude, I'm so pro food safety, but I don't know, other people out there are hopefully like this. I'm gonna seem like a weirdo. If a hard cheese gets moldy, you just cut the moldy part off. Give it like a lick, because it's not just, there's unseen mold under the surface, right? So you cut the moldy part off, and with a little bit extra to hopefully stop the spread. It's like you're doing surgery in the Middle Ages, You've got a gangrenous leg, and you're gonna chop it off and get to the, get to the good stuff. Save the rest of the world. Or save the rest of the leg, I should say. Anyway. The cheese is a non-issue. The cheese is there's always cheese, and it's always in a good condition. But bread and meat are in a different spot. I need to start doing what I did in college, which was actually really good for my health and wellness, which was make 1 sweet pot of chili a week, and then just have chili for lunch. And you're like, I knew the macronutrient breakdown like the back of my freaking hand. You'd be like, well, the chili has 540 calories per serving. Most of it is from protein, but there is also a little bit of fat from the beef, and the carbohydrates are exclusively in fibrous form via the legumes, the 3 cans of beans that go in there. It was perfect. It was like a genetically created superfood that also kept well in the fridge, always tasted well. Tasted good. That was an overcorrection, grammatically speaking. And you know what? You know all you need? It's a spoon. That's it. All you need to have a good time with chili once it's made is a spoon. And when you buy the groceries, you gotta buy a lot more. The preparation time is much larger than making a single sandwich. It's probably much larger than making 5 sandwiches. But I think it's worth it from a simplification standpoint. So how's this run going? I'm straight up, I actually do not know. I couldn't tell you, dude. We got Mom's Knife, which is lovely. But we're on base damage. Great rate of fire. Slightly irrelevant with Mom's Knife, but not bad. Certainly a chance to... Is there a secret room somewhere in here? I heard it go... Oh, yeah, it is right there. We're on schedule, which is bad for having Mom's Knife, because it indicates that we're probably beyond schedule. Like, behind schedule, I should say. Kate is playing a horror game in the other room on stream, so if you hear shouting or screaming, that's where that's coming from. Which I understand sounds like the sort of thing that happens in like media all the time, where they're like, oh, there's been a disappearance of this person, and then, you know, you go to the suspected killer's house and he's got like blood all over his hands, and he's like, oh yeah, officer, I was just butchering a deer that I caught. But no, this is, you know, time will bear out. She's playing hide and shriek on Steam right now, or on stream right now. Some people, you know, horror games on YouTube and Twitch have been given a bad name. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. By people who like fake their reactions. And I understand the pressure to fake a reaction as well, because I mean, it's conceived. I don't rely on that stuff for entertainment value. I actually have no idea why I'm entertaining. I'm just, to some people anyway, at least. I'm just happy that it's there, and I'm anxious every day that one day it won't be there and it'll just be gone and there'll be no way to get it back. However, we might as well take Curse of the Tower, dude. Who cares, right? However, I understand that pressure to perform, you know? Kate is like 100% the like platonic ideal of who you want to watch play a horror game, because she gets genuinely scared all the time, and she gets like animated when she gets afraid. I don't mean she turns into a cartoon. That'd be weird as heck, dude. Alright, so I did use telepills there. I was hoping to save that for boss rush, but it's alright. That's alright. We're fine regardless. You guys remember that song? It might be a Canadian song, and I say that because if it's a Canadian song, it might have been one of those things where it was only played on radio here, because we have laws that say you have to play a certain amount of Canadian content, but it went, that's alright, that's okay, I never really loved you anyway, and I think it's time for me to something, yeah. And the song's called Another Dumb Blonde. I can't remember. It was like a big in the pop punk era, so like, you know, 01 to 04 or something like that. I'm not saying it's a good song. It's a song that was definitely more about like, you know, your first boyfriend broke up with you in middle school and now you want to get back at him, so you make those lyrics like your aim away message or something like that. But anyway, oh, okay, we gotta be careful now. It just popped into my head the other day, no joke, when I was making a sandwich. And I was like, I haven't heard that song in a long time. Thank you, universe, for presenting me with something to talk about on this episode by giving me that bit from earlier this week. I appreciate it. There's a couple of songs like that nobody talks about them anymore, but every once in a while they pop in my head. Like there's another one that's, I'm afraid of Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, I don't know what to think. So this is like, you know, the wrong generation personified. But at the time, we were like, whoa, thank God. What's the difference between the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and that band? Basically, they had guitars. So that's real music, dude. Better damage, worse rate of fire. We're gonna just, no, we should go to the shop. We should go to the shop. We got so much money, we should go to the shop. Or maybe that band is the new version of the Beatles. I got no idea. Let's be real. All I'm saying is we all bought into it back then. Dude, please, a black market. I would give anything to experience the market noir. Unlikely. Well, we're still moving on. I mean, the run is fine. It's beyond fine. It's good. It just, the main principal problem is that we still can't take any hits. I wish that our speed was like 1.2, and then I'd be a lot happier, but short of getting like a respawn or something, this is pretty much where we want to be. We're looking for more guppy items, but very cautious of the fact that some troll bombs could cause us some issues. When I said I might as well take Curse of the Tower, by the way, I hope you called me on that. Because there's no reason... Well, that's not true. There is actually one reason to take Curse of the Tower that I can think of. Maybe you can think of more. There's also one reason not to. So here's the easy ones. The reason to take it is that if we re-roll our whole run, it gets re-rolled into something else. That could be useful. Or it could be terrible, but, you know. You're banking on it being useful. We're going to try to make boss rush, despite it seeming like a bit of a pipe dream right now. Hopefully we'll get a teleport on the way so we can go back to the shop. Not that we can buy spirit hearts or anything, but still. Either way, so that's the benefit, is that it adds one more item into your item drawer, and then, you know, if you were to ever find a 6 room, and for some reason you wanted to reroll it, or you had a D100 or something like that, you could take advantage of that, and it would probably help you out. Although... I'm skeptical of the relative value of that. The negative, though, is that if we ever respawn as another character, like if we get Dark Judas or Lazarus Rags, all of a sudden, we still have Curse of the Tower, which can be very dangerous when you come back with 1 HP. So, in the end, I think it probably was still a bad idea to take it. And that's how you know an item is really bad, when even when it has no effect, it could still have a catastrophic effect. So... I tried so many different ways to not get hit there. Be careful. This is like the calm before the storm, where we look at this and we go, hey, remember back on that depths room where I took 6 hits, or the depths floor where I took 6 hits on 6 rooms in a row? Yeah, that explains why we're dead now. We are going to have a chance to make boss rush, but it's going to have to be like a 10 out of 10 item in order to justify its existence. But I still think it's worth trying. I'm just going to quickly bomb these two and hope that we get a card. Hope that that card is worth it. No, nothing. Just focusing for now. It's kind of an important fight. No deal. Polaroid is fine. Abel, Aquarius, Halitosis, and the Bean. Halitosis and the Bean. Hello. No, this is very bad. This is not good. So what's the scenario here? Well, you know, in a way I like it because it's a classic Lost run. We have never deviated from the don't get hit twice model right now. Got an outside chance of Guppy. 9 lives wins us the run. 2 Guppy items probably wins us the run. Substantial damage increase probably wins us the run. And even if we get none of that, I think we got a good chance of winning the run. I don't think we're in an unfair position. I don't think the run has been bad to us. I mean, we got Mom's Knife early, and then we got Death's Touch. Maybe those are the only big damage improvements we've had, but, you know, what more does a boy need? What a girl wants, what a girl needs. Whatever makes you happy sets me free, and I'm thanking you for showing me that you... I don't remember that. We're getting into the, like, everybody remembers and talks about, all constantly, toxic, hit me baby one more time. Oops, I did it again. You know, nobody ever talks about sometimes. Sometimes I run, sometimes I hide, sometimes I'm scared of you, but all I really want is to hope. What a strange song, Brittany. It sounds like you're creeping this dude the heck out. He's like, hey, Brittany, you want to go out? And then she runs away and hides from you. Sometimes I'm scared of you. All I really want is to hold you tight, treat you right, be with you day and night. This is a very strange message for that song. I mean, I could... If the subtext is that she gets, like, intimidated because the man's showing her affection, I guess I understand that. You know, she's like, tee-hee. Oh, what's Rob's voice? Senpai! Oh, but I poop from there, senpai. I'm trying to do Rob's version of the anime voice. It's... Oh, man. Somebody link that clip in the comments. Can you even post links in YouTube comments? I got no idea. Either way. When she says, you know, the text of the song seems to make it apparent that sometimes she actually runs away from her suitor, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're actually, like, in danger, but, like, if you like this poor guy, and he's like, hey, Brittany, hey, Brittany, I need to tell you something. I love you. But then she's literally running away and hiding in fear. That's not sending a mixed message. That's sending a message that, like, this dude's a creep. And you're sending him that message without desiring to send it to him. It's a very strange situation, Brittany. Onsus? Algis? Dagas? Hey, bro, check this out. I'm gonna call Mike. Do it. Hello? Dagas! I mean, okay, immediately I apologize because some of you were probably trying to sleep. That's also not what these videos are made for. These videos are videos for you to jerk it to, not to sleep to, okay? Two very different things. Sometimes done in the same location. Algis. Percano? See, that was supposed to be a play on the what's up. Or the was up joke. What's up? Dagas. Like I said at the start, it's been a long day, okay? No respawns yet. You don't need a respawn to win is the loss, certainly. Even old loss, you didn't need a respawn, although it was like, you know, you don't need a high school diploma to get this job, but, you know, it's kind of like a soft credential. It'd be very valuable at the very least, is what I'm trying to suggest here. I think it's indicative, the quality of this run, that somehow we were unable to kill that guy by actually poking him with the knife for that long. It's just because our knife is on, like, no damage. Very little damage. The principal problem right now, though, is really speed. Yep. We lived. Let's not get cocky, but we lived. Onsus is very good. Abaddon's very nice. Let's get the heck out of here. Ooh, this is a dicey one, though. The Abaddon pickup is very helpful, don't get me wrong. But I would love some, like, a speed upgrade probably wins us the game at this point. We know Guppy's not likely to happen, so... It's been a while since I had a lost run. Yep. It all went up in smoke in, like, 2 seconds. I was just about to say, it's been a while since I've had a lost run that gives us a run for our money. But this one absolutely did. That was my own poor play there. Skmee24DX, you got me. For now, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.